All right, Shalom Akim. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakudash. Do honor to the apostles and elders that great millstone, known to teach and rule well, known to tell us this truth, and peace and blessings be unto you, fellow Akim, your brothers, but also push out this word in truth, sincerity, and in faith. All right, now let's go in this lesson. I want to touch on something that kind of a perspective thing, all right, just for Akim to think about during that time. All right, and this topic actually came up a few times down in the Charlotte camp. All right, how here it is, just right before camp, you had a Jake come up. It was a very quick exchange. He just recognized us as as who we are. Just the men of the Lord, and as it was, the world would call us, as we are. Hebrew Israelites. All right, and that happens a lot more than what's not seen on camera. We're just walking up to camp, people seeing our garments, what have you. But the thing is that a lot of people don't realize is this isn't just some fad, that's just simply gonna pass away and fade away, as as even our own people believe. Anything that our people are involved in, it's always something that's like not only not temporary, but they're like a dilettantes. That they show themselves as devoted one day, and then the next day they're off doing whatever the hell their heart pleases. But nevertheless, that presence, all right, of us being on the highways and hedges, truly is just going to what? It's just going to cease, just like that, And I can have to remember that in that time, people indeed will be desperate. All right, so of course, I'm going to begin in the book of Amos, chapter 8 and 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord." All right, and you have to remember, even during an actual famine, all right, you're pretty much lacking in the most basic things that you can even think of. If there's a bad famine in the land that has to do with water, then really put yourself in that situation. Here it is, day and night to go by, and your throat is killing you. All right, you pretty much are lacking the most basic source for you to even to just live. To literally give you energy to get up in the morning and just to walk a few feet. You see, so in this case, during the time of Jacob's trouble, right, when society when collapses, Esau is putting the clamps on every single individual on earth, all right, and implementing Revelations, the 13th chapter, all right, the want of all things is going to be specifically in his hands 10 times more than it is now, because we're already going to the want of our enemies, for the want of all things, right? But here it is, it's the lack thereof, the absence of it. So indeed the Lord will send those same famines, all right, because that's a plague as well. It's a plague of missing out on bread, having an absence of water, having an absence of anything, your source of how you live. So in this case, we understand and know that we don't just live, right, by the basic things that we see in front of us, but we live by the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And here it is. That's why it's imperative to do the things that we do now, making our videos and feeding the spirit more than the flesh, right? Verse 12. No, so I can read verse 11 again. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread." So not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. All right, and this is why we commonly say, you hear brothers repeat themselves, or the fact that we're not going to be on the internet no more. YouTube is going to just stop. There's countries out there, I believe, I'm just going to say, I believe it's North Korea that has heavy restrictions on YouTube. If I'm not mistaken, if it's not heavy restrictions on what they can watch, they had pretty much just blotted out that whole website, the website as a whole, the platform. You see? And we already know that YouTube and these other broadcasting platforms already do the heavy lifting. So here it is with YouTube. Once that's down, and really the internet as a whole, all right, what do you do then? It's so easy. It's so easy right now just to really for us to say it but not fathom it, right? Because here it is. You can do whatever you want. You know, you can skip over this video, put it on mute, whatever. You could just not listen to the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai through his men, right? But nevertheless, what are you going to do in that time? When the internet's out, when the heat's out, you know, during those dire times of weather, during those times where you're actually desperate, right? That's a common word that people have experienced, but they haven't experienced it into its actual biblical perspective, man. All right, and where are we gonna be? We're gonna be kept. We're gonna be guarded through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right, as we wholeheartedly believe in. All right, verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. See? All right? And this is going to go for what? The majority of our people. All right? 2/3 out of the nation of Israel, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Those that didn't hearken, they are indeed going to receive of that plague, because that's what it is. It's a plague. And this is 2 Ezra 16:27. This is a quick verse that says, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. All right, and that voice being what? The words of the Heavenly Father through his men. And remember, in this time, when you apply Amos the 11th, the 12th chapter, all right, how they're gonna seek to and fro and shall not find it. All right, that in itself should tell you that in this time forward, in our present time, that literally means that we can't be out in the highways and hedges no more. We can't be in the streets. We can't be in your city marketplaces. We can't be at your metro stops or metro stations. All right, we're not gonna be in the at 12th Street at such and such drive. No, I'm not gonna be there. All right, absence. There's nothing there for you no more. All right, as it was every Saturday, every Wednesday. It's finished. All right, because ultimately the Lord is making quick judgment of Babylon the Great, and that requires. All right, the words of the Lord to cease. And you know why? Because prior to that, we had the grace period, man. And did our people hearken? There's going to be people that won't, and there's going to be Jakes that will. All right? Those will we be of that number. This is Zechariah 12:3. And in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces, though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it. All right, and the reason why I brought this out is because of the fact that already this word, makes us that burdensome stone. For all people, right? So it's just a quick irony point, or the fact that if our people really want us off the streets that bad, that wish is going to be granted, because we're not going to be on the highways and hedges no more, man. All right, and indeed we are a burdensome stone, because here it is. Not only do we tell the truth, we tell these people this reality that they just can't simply accept, man. All right, they can't quickly accept. And again, I'm gonna use that word fathom, right? That I'm never gonna be in despair, or I'm never gonna be desperate to the point where I'm literally leaving my own home and searching on these same streets that I once walked in, that was full of life, so called. All right, as they view it here in Babylon, and I'm not gonna be hands on my knees begging so-called Jesus or Yahweh, all right, to help me and to show mercy upon me, because I just see my whole family get gunned down for a piece of bread. That's not gonna happen, right? This is that. But the thing is, although that being said, that's a burden to these people, though. All right, it's a burden to hear it, and it's a burden to shed light on what's truly gonna befall this place, man. All right, if it wasn't so, it wouldn't be as it is. How I can experience it in the highways and hedges, man. So it wouldn't be called a battle. All right, and remember, in that day, the men of the Lord are likened onto pretty much like that wall that you need to rest on. The shade. I'm gonna bring this out. And then those windows up there. This is Isaiah 32:2. It says, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place. as the shadow of a great rock and a weary land. And the eyes of them that shall Salakia. And the eyes of them that see shall not be dim, and the ears of them that hear shall hearken. Yeah. All right. So of course, yeah, there will be a number of people that the Lord's gonna have mercy on. All right. Seven women shall take hold of one man, right? Because that man is that first off, the men of the Lord is gonna be that hiding place from the wind. Meaning, what, we're going to be an actual safe haven. People are going to know and actually see, and hell, even hear, all right, about the many miracles, all right, that this man is of doing things that no human can even fathom or think of or to do, you know, because we read about the things that happened aforetime, all right, and aforetime indeed we did have famines and we were delivered from those said lack of basic things, man. In this case, we're going to be delivered from the same thing. When Esau saw, when the Lord puts a spirit on this devil to pretty much do what he has to do to make sure that everything is set in place, literally just for that prophecy to come to pass, man, in Amos. All right, so those one of this video was edifying. I'll be giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash, double honors again to the apostles and elders. I agree most of them teach you well, and peace and blessings be unto you, full Akim, you brothers that also push out this word in truth, faith, and sincerity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.